Hello again. I had to re-record this. This is probably the second time because I got requested this video about self-care by this chick named China. So shout out to you. I hope you have read the DM. Like, obviously, if you read the DM, then you're here. You know what I mean? Let's burn some sage. Let's talk about some self-care. I cannot tell you, from a year full of dealing with other people's shenanigans, I have never valued self-care this much in my entire life and my entire existence. One thing people kind of refrain from, like, I'm talking about the general public. I feel like Twitter's kind of woke, for those of you who are not from Twitter, and like I just kind of confused. Like on the timeline, it's pretty. People are pretty woke. People are pretty, all about self-care, all about this, all about that. But sometimes there can be times where there's toxic positivity. I will discuss that in a future video about toxic positivity because I got a lot to say about that. But there's a lot of us in this world who would be considered as empaths. And an empath would be considered as someone who is highly sensitive to people around them and really attuned to their emotions and everything. And okay, so I'm editing this right now, and when I said like empaths are attuned to their own feelings, that's really hard to pinpoint for empaths actually, because they're very absorbed with other people. It's very hard for them to even identify with their own feelings because sometimes I identify with other people's. That's all I had to say about it, but that's just an edit, like just to insert into the thing. Okay, back to the video. They're able to feel other people's what other people are going through and everything. It's to the extreme though, where it's like it's almost as if they're going through other people's pain. I don't know if I should just throw these type of terminology out there. You know what? No, I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm gonna talk about empaths. I would consider myself to be an empath, 1,000%. The amount of times I have put my life on the line, I wouldn't say my life, but it felt like my life, for someone else. Oh, it's been 2 years where I've learned a lot, and I've helped people so much, and I completely neglected myself. If you are feeling guilty or putting yourself first above everyone else, and if you've completely neglected self-care, can I just tell you, man, God bless you. I know you're still doing your best, regardless, but just remember, at the end of the day, you gotta look after you, and you got yourself, and that's it. Sometimes people will come, people will go, but you have to think about you, and always put yourself first. There's so many consequences with not putting yourself first. Can I just say, I have to point that out. It's so important. I cannot highlight it enough. You will lose yourself in anything that you do if you neglect self-care. Self-care can be considered as positive thoughts, as cheesy and cliche as that sounds. But I feel like before you even start affirming positive thoughts to yourself, you really have to learn a lot and discover some parts of yourself that needs to be healed, and your inner child, and it's so important. There's so much of aspects about self-care. Editing me again, and I like to say the things that you can learn is about your attachment styles, how you deal with relationships, what you would like in a relationship, and how you receive love when it comes to anyone. It doesn't have to be relationships. That affects the way we see other people and why we let them affect us, and so on. So there's a lot of stuff that you got to put self-care into. Yeah, thought into. I'm sorry, I'm drinking a little bit. Just keep watching. there's this physical aspect, like, look after your body, make sure your it's all and then, groom your hair, some wonderful like business on your face and whatnot. And confidence is a big huge part of self-care. It is confidence within yourself. I can tell you the consequences of not prioritizing self-care. It can drain you out. You will lose a sense of yourself, and that's the most important thing, honestly. You won't know where to go, and at times you kind of need to get through that portion in your life just to understand how important self-care is. And not just self-care, honestly, just prioritizing the self and you. I lost a sense of myself, I would say, when I neglected self-care. I just didn't feel like myself anymore. Like, there's a lot to it. What's the good in making other people happy? Like, it's only gonna last for so long before they just don't care anymore and they stop caring about what you do in your life. It's just a temporary thing. But what you want, what you got going, whatever you want to do or need to do in your life, that goes on forever. You're doing stuff for yourself forever. No one else is going to keep you in check all the time, like 24/7. There's not going to be one person that does that. Your parents might do that, but there would be a time where that time runs out. That's it. And by saying that as well, you can't make them happy. Like, if you really want to be someone that does something for people as well, you have to know how you want to be and how you want to picture yourself and visualize yourself with who you want to be to other people. Do you see yourself as Oprah Winfrey? I hope so. Who do you see yourself? Like, what are you gonna do in your life that helps you realize that you are important and you need to do what you got to do in your life, in your future and everything? If you want to be the best mom ever or the best parent, whoever, in the future, who are you going to be today? What do you have to learn today? What do you have to heal today? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to dig deep with it. I'm just kind of talking and basing it off my whole entire idea of self-care. Where do you want to get to? Do you want to be like some rad as model, or like a film director, or a photographer, or a musician, or someone who just is trying to help people, a psychologist, a nurse, a writer who writes for a blog that inspires people? What do you want to do and who do you want to become? If you want to be that person that you say you want to be, you need to look after yourself. Who are you going to be without any care? If you don't give a shit about yourself, it's going to show in your work. It's going to show in the things that you do. You're not going to be the person who you're going to be without self-care. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. And man, it's tiring having to not only be there for other people. That's one aspect of like neglecting self-care. It's also like thinking about what other people would say, which is, like I said before, it's only going to last for so long, and then they won't give a shit if you do it or not in a certain way. It's only going to last for so long. Let's see if I can pull a card. I actually use playing cards just because it's just smaller and easier to deal with, and it's just because it's just there on my table. So let's pull a card based off of what I was just talking about, and I reckon I will be able to give more advice on self-care and prioritizing. I think there's a different way of dealing with stuff. Definitely, for sure. And like, if you clicked on this video, that's like a thing in itself. because you want to know about self-care. You want to know how important it is, and that's a big deal, dude. Like, you're taking some sort of initiative of like trying to find out if it's like you're just getting to the first couple of steps to obtaining or to understanding, initiating self-care. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. First card. This would be considered as this is shown as 4 clubs, but playing cards term, it would be recognized as 4 of Swords. Now, in my intuition, I would say that without self-care, there will be a lot of sleepless nights. There will be a lot of contemplation. There will be a lot of like missed opportunities. I would say. I don't know why I just kind of got that missed opportunities, but at the end of the day, you will be receiving abundance. So much of abundance will come to you if you look after yourself. I can definitely tell you that it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Like, I have my bad days, and I still do. Like, I'm going through a breakup. I will admit that. I'm going through a tough time. But at the end of the day, because I've been looking after myself, I'm starting to see different types of opportunities that I did not see prior. Because this is what I want to do. I'm doing what I want to do, not what people try to hope that I do or people expect from me. Whatever. This is what I want to do and what I can visually see myself doing, and it's amazing, man. Ace of Cups. Sorry, you probably didn't see that, but that's Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Just look it up. Oh, that rhymed. Let's see one more card. Let's do it in 3s. Odd numbers are better than evens. It's like I've been brought up with that as well. Crazy stuff, but I can tell you, abundance is like a blessing to have. King of Cups, man. Like, this would usually signify a certain person, but it definitely shows that you would become someone who would be emotionally stable, like balanced. I would say more so, not just stable, just balanced in your life. You have a fair share of ups and downs, but at the same time, you're thriving emotionally, and like whatever you're doing and how you feel about certain things and wherever you go in life, like that's what you can attain. You go from this energy, 4 of Swords energy of like feeling like lack of sleep and lack of things in general that you just feel like you have within yourself. You might be not even thinking straight, to be honest, with the 4 of Swords. And then there comes the Cup to give you, this is just the process, by the way, of how prioritizing self-care is. This is the process, going from 4 of Swords to Ace of Cups, a cup that's just given to you, full of opportunities, full of love, full of abundance, whatever. And then you'll be some stable as, motherfucker who will be, trust me, it means good stuff. That's just my simple interpretation of what these cards mean about this particular video, but I just thought that was interesting to kind of do. I just never did that. I'm always shuffling cards. I'm always like trying to look for signs and trying to, this is what neglecting self-care kind of did to me. I lost so much of myself, and there's a lot of stuff I still want to talk about on this channel, and I'm excited, honestly. But China, I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope whoever watched this enjoy this video. Self-care is so important, and God bless, and hope you're doing good.